Lately, people have been speculating either Yellow or White Diamond are behind Pink Diamond's demise, hiding the truth from Blue Diamond to spare her feelings and putting Homeworld in disarray. For a while, I've assumed White Diamond was the one responsible due to her absence in the series, but a good mystery gives you the answer from the very beginning. And it'd be poor writing if the Diamond who hasn't even been involved yet was the culprit. I thought long and hard about this, and while I'm confident Rose herself delivered the finishing blow, Blue Diamond was her accomplice. Yes, I'm serious. Blue Diamond was the one who would orchestrate Pink Diamond shattering out to her Palanquin thousands of years ago. Let's dive into why, today on Crystal Clear. Before we get into Crystal Clear, I have a few things I want to go over. First off, a dear friend of the Roundtable, Rose's Universe, did a video with Michaela Dietz, voice of Amethyst. She animated some of her vlogs, and Michaela even did the intro. Also, for our Blue Diamond t-shirts, we decided to keep them until we have a new design up, so if you want to snag one, they'll print every 3 days. Also, we forgot one Patreon shout out. Pledging the Diamond tier for the second month in a row is Nicholas U. Cole. His channel is pretty laid back and comfy. You can find challenges, attempts at artsy videos, unboxings, and so much more. I'll leave a link to one of my favorite videos of his in the description. Also, be sure to follow him on Twitter at Aloha Nick. Nick with 2 Ks at the end. With all that being said, let's jump into Crystal Clear. Welcome back to Crystal Clear on the Roundtable. I'm your host, Oshrik Vox. From what we know at this point in the story, I assume a majority of Steven Universe fans glancing at the title will just go, "What? Are you serious? You're seriously telling me Blue Diamond, who's been shown to still mourn and deeply love Pink Diamond, had a hand in her death?" And yes, that is what I'm telling you. Recently, Rebecca Sugar referred to Season 5's story arc as a murder mystery, uncovering the one responsible for Pink Diamond's death. Since it's a murder mystery, we must treat it like such. As I said in the intro, I formerly believed White Diamond was the mastermind behind everything, but someone who's not even involved in the story yet wouldn't be good writing. But I don't put it past them to use this mystery to finally bring her into the fold. Steven will likely have a desire to investigate what really happened and take a moment to evaluate all of the diamonds, bringing him to the realization he's never questioned the existence of White Diamond. From there, we'll learn about and later meet her, as she'll become a misdirect for both Steven and the audience until the truth is unveiled. It's a real gamble if White Diamond herself will be affected by Pink Diamond shattering or not. The two biggest speculations are she'll either be secluding herself away from Yellow and Blue, becoming completely emotionless from coping with the loss, or will be above it all, seeing Pink Diamond shattering as a minor inconvenience in the grand scheme of things, but is far from an emotional wreck. Now, I personally want White Diamond to be an actual major villain, not pure evil, but rather a true antagonist with compelling reasons for being a threat, for opposing the antagonist. She can't be that immediately if the show's focusing on something else, so my best bet is that she'll be introduced in Season 5 and have a brief moment, but will be further explored and take over as the overarching threat after this murder mystery is resolved. Keep in mind the Diamond involved will likely be defeated not too long after it's revealed. White Diamond's been shrouded in mystery far too long to just be brought in as the guilty Diamond, and taken care of not too long after. So if it isn't White, that narrows it down to Yellow and Blue, which coincidentally, Blue Zircon did accuse both of them. Now obviously in the context of the show, it's because you're the only diamonds present. But from a writing standpoint, it could be interpreted as the audience being told, no, it's literally one of these two. That brings us to Yellow Diamond. I've seen a lot of fingers being pointed at Yellow Diamond due to her behavior, and that'll be all, and especially the trial. I'm surprised at just how many people believe she's responsible. Yellow Diamond is an obvious red herring. Like any murder mystery, you have the character who seems to be the most likely, but is actually innocent in the end. And that'll be all. Yellow Diamond has her iconic song, "What's the Use of Feeling Blue?" in which she tries to persuade Blue Diamond to let go of Pink Diamond, that there's nothing they can do, and it's better to just forget everything that's happened and move on. In the trial, Yellow Diamond is very eager to have Rose Quartz shattered, rushing to the trial's conclusion at any given chance. Then, once Blue Zircon begins to question the details of Pink Diamond shattering, Yellow Diamond begins to grow in anger and becomes very defensive, all accumulating into her reaching her boiling point and proving both Zircons after being accused. Now, my biggest issue with this idea of Yellow being the culprit is that her behavior in both episodes don't necessarily translate into, she's definitely guilty. What's the Use of Feeling Blue did push a narrative of leaving Pink in the past, but it also explored Yellow's emotional state while doing so. She wants Blue Diamond to move on because it's affecting her leadership. Yellow's looking out for her. Yellow states in the song they both love Pink Diamond, and are both always thinking of her. It was a mutual loss on both ends. The climax of the song is even Yellow losing composure, and becoming very upset, revealing that she too was still hurting, and is just managing to keep trucking through everything. The fact Yellow Diamond wants all the Rose Quartz gems shattered serves as a testament to how strongly she cared for Pink Diamond. It could have been argued that perhaps one of the rose quartzes had knowledge of what really happened, but we learned in the trial that there were no rose quartz gems in her entourage, indirectly hinting that they were already out of commission and bubbled by Pink Diamond in that point in time. Yellow Diamond truly just wanted the entire cut of gem disposed of because of our Rose's actions and role in ending Pink Diamond's life. That doesn't feel like a cover-up. That feels like someone trying to exact revenge for having their loved one taken from them, eradicating any reminder from existence. As for the trial itself, Yellow's actions are very understandable without calling her a murderer. Rose Quartz turns herself in, keeps reinforcing the fact she's guilty, yet Blue Zircon keeps trying to make a case for her. That has to be utterly frustrating when the accused is pleading guilty, yet it feels like everyone is doing everything in their power to prove they aren't. Then, Zircon begins to question who was there in attendance, things that are already stated in the files for the case. Top that off with claiming Yellow or Blue ended the life of someone they loved? Of course Yellow is going to lash out the way she did. Her debut established she has anger management issues. Nothing about this exchange was out of character. Now, if Yellow was trying to debate back and forth with Rose, aka Steven was trying to defend his mother and Yellow was desperately trying to pin the blame on her, it'd be a different story. But again, the entire time Steven, or Rose, was pleading guilty, saying, yes, I did it, I shattered Pink Diamond. And judging by Yellow's initial reaction, she was expecting some sort of defense, but instead was given a straight to the point confession. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people still pinning the blame on Yellow Diamond, which, you do you, that's completely fine. I don't see her as a prime candidate. She's been a false flag in my eyes since the very beginning. So if it wasn't Yellow Diamond and wasn't White Diamond, yet Zircon came to the conclusion and only made sense for it to be a diamond, that does only leave Blue Diamond. But why? How? Well, let's finally get into the meat of this. Before I get too ahead in this off-the-wall conspiracy, allow me to explain my point of view on why they've already told us Blue Diamond was the culprit. In murder mysteries, it's often said the criminal always returns to the scene of the crime. Let's think back to when we first see Blue Diamond in present day. That would be in the episode Steven's Dream. Where do we meet Blue Diamond? That's right, at Pink Diamond's Palanquin, where we quickly learn was the location where Rose shattered Pink Diamond. We also learned that seemed that Blue Diamond and Pink Diamond were close. Very close. Blue Diamond says so herself when Greg questions that very thing in an attempt of empathy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Zircon say whoever did this was already close to Pink Diamond? Someone her guards would allow to get near her, someone she would listen to when asked to stop her palanquin and step outside, and someone with the authority to cover it up afterwards. Someone with supreme authority. Blue Diamond checks off all those perfectly, more so than Yellow Diamond. While we're currently left in the dark when it comes to the extent of Yellow and Pink's relationship, they've gone the extra mile to establish Blue's was likely deeper than the other diamonds. Strip away all the tension from the trial. If you just look at the statement, someone who was already close to Pink Diamond, someone who she would listen to when asked to stop, more than likely, Blue Diamond would come to mind. Viewing Blue Diamond in this light, her actions following Pink Diamond's passing become a lot more questionable. Afterwards, Blue becomes obsessed with keeping Pink Diamond's legacy alive, running her zoo, keeping the rose quartz gems in stasis, and her desire to preserve human life. It's not as if all three diamonds all took over various duties left from Pink's absence. As far as we can tell, it's only Blue. Blue Diamond is being driven by grief. That doesn't need to be said, but I believe that grief stems from guilt. Guilt from helping rose quartz shatter Pink Diamond. But what would be Blue Diamond's motivation? Why would she even consider such a horrible thing? Well, I believe she had good intentions, but a very bad solution. I believe it was to put Pink Diamond out of her misery. Now, I speculated before that Pink Diamond is overcooked and off color. I don't want to spend much time retreading the information. You can argue the height and inconsistencies in Steven Universe being a factor, but the most telling thing was actually pointed out to me on Twitter. A driving point I made for Pink Diamond being overcooked was Steven and Peridot fitting into her chair on the moon base, and it could have been great. Now, this is where attention to detail matters the most. What's in that chair lies a control panel. One of the controls being hand activated with the diamond insignia in the middle. Peridot's hand isn't much smaller than this, and as it's Pink Diamond's moon base, it'd be scaled to her handprint, because later on in the trial, a similar control panel complete with the hand activation appears in Blue Diamond's palanquin, although it is much larger. While this isn't concrete evidence, I do think it supports the overall idea of Pink being smaller than the other diamonds, which could paint her as an easier target. Even without the overcooked or off-color argument, Pink Diamond still had a rebellion on her hands. one that arisen from within her court. That alone likely put stress on her, making her role as a leader harder to manage. Blue Diamond didn't see an out for Pink Diamond, that even if Rose and the Crystal Gems ceased their efforts, Pink would always have to live in fear of another rebellion starting. Pink wasn't fit to be a diamond, so Blue Diamond orchestrated her demise in order for all of this to stop. She assisted Rose Quartz and provided her with the knowledge and setup she needed to shatter Pink Diamond. Pink's life would be spared from further turmoil. In exchange, Rose Quartz would claim the planet Earth and even be tipped off about the diamond attack that resulted in corruption. I find it really suspicious that not even the Homeworld Gems fully understood the gravity of the situation or the consequences, yet Rose somehow knew to summon her shield and protect Garnet, Pearl, and herself from the corruption light and song. If a diamond really did work with Rose, then them tipping her off makes sense, as it'd lure her into a false sense of security, as the cluster was underway and would screw the Crystal Gems over regardless. Rose would have no reason to suspect Homeworld would return or had anything else up their sleeve if she was under the impression that the diamond attack would be the final stand. With all that being said, why would Blue Diamond behave the way she was at the trial? Aiding Blue Zircon and seemingly investigate the circumstance of Pink Diamond shattering as well? That's because she was testing Steven. I believe that Blue Diamond was suspecting Steven wasn't Rose Quartz, which he isn't. Just like Yellow Diamond, Blue Diamond was also frustrated at the trial, but for different reasons. Yellow didn't understand why a trial of someone who is labeling themselves guilty was dragging on, but if Blue aided Rose Quartz, she wouldn't understand why Rose would turn herself in. First, she questions where Rose even is, not realizing Steven could be her current regenerated form, although Yellow makes that assumption. The prosecuting Zircon even makes a point to prove that Steven is Rose Quartz, which, from a storytelling standpoint, outside a brief yet fun cameo from Eyeball, would have likely been done to convince Blue, more so than Yellow, that she was dealing with Rose Quartz. I believe Blue Diamond's behavior throughout the trial was a mix of both a facade and actual curiosity. Curiosity of why Rose came back to Homeworld and what she has to prove, and later on, curiosity if Zircon would figure out her involvement. The facade was everything else. The gasping, the big talk of, I want to know what she thinks we're going to do with her because I want to do something worse. Although Blue Diamond's gasp when she was accused was likely genuine, whether or not she actually is the diamond involved. The most telling thing in this instance is Blue Diamond's reaction to Steven explaining how Rose shattered Pink Diamond. She questions how he managed to do it, yet flips out when he claims he probably had to use the breaking point. She reinforces the fact it was a sword, but if she wasn't there or didn't consult with Rose, how would she know? She flipped because Steven failed her test. She flipped because she was dealing with an imposter, but it'd be way too sketchy if she called out on it that far into the trial. Why would someone pose as Rose Quartz anyway? I truly believe the clock is ticking for Blue Diamond, and sooner or later, she'll slip up and have the truth be brought to light. But what do you guys think? After this video, do you believe Blue Diamond could have shattered Pink Diamond? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, it really helps us out. Follow us on social media, links to everything in the description down below. Awestruck Vots, signing out. This video has been powered by Patreon. If you want to give us some more support, head to patreon.com/roundtablevids, become a patron, and get some awesome perks. Thanks for watching another video on the Roundtable. If you want to get more involved with our community and watch videos from Let's Talk with Tom, Voxbox, and more, click the video right here. Or if you want to get some more of the animation goodness, watch some Crystal Clear or Meeting Monday, click the video right here. And please, don't forget to subscribe.